whether he motivates him or not.
Okay, fine. Just basic.
But I'd rather face Diane
I want to say
3 weeks from now.
I want to say based on your logic, just that logic right now. Do you think if we take out Nokomis, that would not happen?
It would happen.
So if what
it would happen either way. It would happen either way.
What is the premise of that logic?
Well, because I'd much rather face Diane in an HOH competition than Nokomis.
Do you realize how much luck is involved in these HOHs? It's not about the HOH competition itself. It's about what the person decides to do with it. I do not know what Diane's going to do with it. I do know what Nokomis will do with it, and she's more of a trustworthy person. And
the first time you know what she'd do with it.
By that time, we'll take her out. I
hope so. If not, that's my ass up there again.
It's not going to be your ass. I know that's what you're concerned about, and I'm trying to do whatever is within my power, within this 1 week of power, to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't care what Boogie is telling you about how, oh, well, you know what, Kaysar's a cool guy, and, you know, out of all the people, I think you probably like him the best. He's trying to create dissension amongst our group because he knows that's the only thing that's going to save his ass.
Of course he is, and it's when I'm trying to figure out why we're eliminating one of the weakest players in the game, I need to know.
Because they're hanging themselves. Do you realize Nokomis was sent off crying because of them? People keep saying they've had enough. It's exactly what we want. 3 days ago, that was not the case. Now it is. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to make them look like a bunch of fools. The second they look like a bunch of fools, we take the heat off of us, and then that will buy us another 3 freaking weeks.
I don't think the people in this game will ever ignore the fact when we have people screaming, "What up, Kaysar?" every 20 seconds.
He hasn't done that in a couple of days.
It doesn't matter. It's already been engraved in their fucking...
James, this game is treacherous.
Here's another deal.
It changes every week. I was going to I wanted to send Nokomis home 3 days ago, and then the next day I was like, no. And then the next day after that, it's just, you change your opinion all the time.
Here's another thing that pissed me off. I had a conversation with Janelle about talking to Jace after she gave him the information that he took back to Allison.
Right.
Then when I sit down at the hot tub today, she's giving Jace the information that I gave her about Mr. and Mrs. Smith using my name. She didn't say Tony Ferrari called her. She's like, James called me, or James told me because Nicole had called him from Big Brother 2. To me, she just threw me under the bus in front of Will, Jace, and what's his name? Fucking Booger. So it's like, when I see shit like that, and then we're getting rid of a weak player, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever when I'm not getting straight stories from anyone in my alliance.
You're getting straight stories. You know everything that everyone else knows here. Okay? I didn't know...
After the fact?
Not after the fact. During the fact.
Okay.
Okay, just because... Okay, here's the thing. These two are pretty much... They sleep in here. They just hang out here all day long. If you're here, I would explain the same thing. It's not... No big event is going to take place without you knowing. Okay?
Such as nominations?
I didn't even tell them. This guy didn't know. She was here because it happened that she wasn't here the night before. Okay? And then I decided to make the decision. And that was it. But he didn't know. Until, like, afterwards. And so, there's no conspiracy or leaving you out in any way. About the whole hot tub thing, that was uncalled for. I didn't even know she was going to do that.
The thing is, like, I'm this close to keeping the information I get from now on instead of sharing it, because every time I share it, I get thrown under the bus. And I am not about sitting in here trying to help you guys by putting my ass on the line, by getting information and making these people trust me, only to realize they're getting fucked in the ass, and then have that information just handed over like, oh yeah, well, James is the one that fucked you, James is the one that fucked you, James is the one that fucked you. Because that's not how it works.
Did you ask her about that?
I haven't got a chance to talk to her about the hot tub thing. I already told her the last time not to tell shit to Jace.
I told her not to tell shit to Jace either.
And if we're so dead set on getting Diane out of here, and that's the way it's going to go, why is any conversation needed with Jace where I'm getting thrown under the bus?
It's not. And even if Diane wasn't leaving, it
So now put yourself in my perspective. All right? Discount this bullshit. Okay? I'm not being told about nominations. Okay? I have Janelle telling me, Kaysar said, if you want something done, win a damn HOH yourself. I mean, if you want something like, I forget what the exact words were. I got these guys telling me one thing, that there is a deal with, or there is no deal with Chilltown. And then I'm told by you the next day there is a deal with Chilltown. And now I have her throw me under the bus once with Jace, which had Allison ready to fucking cut my balls off. Okay? And now I witness it again. So it's like I don't get the information until it's too late. I'm being thrown under the bus by at least one member of the team and not given information by another member of the team when I'm out there, like, working my ass off to get shit from these people. It just, to me, it seems like I'm getting fucked again. You know, and now I'm trying to figure out why we're getting rid of a weaker player instead of a stronger player.
Okay, so first let's deal with the issue of clarity as to what we're doing here. First of all, you're not getting fucked. Okay, if that information was critical and which I see that you wanted to know,
because like I said, I had Allison coming after my ass, and now Boogie and Jace. I'm sure the first person on their list, thanks to Janelle, is myself. And like I said, I mean, I will trust you guys only so much as I have to, but the moment I feel like I'm being fucked, what am I supposed to do? I've been thrown under the bus by her twice now. With any information I give her, I've been tossed under the bus.
Look,
if you put yourself in my scenario, in my situation,
I'm not saying. Look, I'm saying you have every right to be upset. I did not know that she did that. I did not know. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So, you know, if you're upset about like you not knowing about the nominations, then
the nominations, the deal, the no deal.
There was no. Here's the thing: the deal. Okay, I wanted. The reason I didn't mention the deal to anybody, which this was specifically because I wanted it to come from their mouths. Hey, we made a deal, or I wanted people to kind of whisper around and cause dissension.
They must have made a deal. Okay.
Right? Oh, he made a deal. Wait, did he make a deal? Wait, maybe he didn't. And I want people to confront them.
Because they're the ones that told me to tell Nokomis and Diane the reason they were nominated was because of the deal with Chilltown, which is what I went and did.
I told Janelle. Janelle knew. I'm like, because I threw it in her. I was like, should I do that? Should I stage a deal? And she's like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm like, just keep it like chill for now until it happens, and then I'll explain exactly what I did. And that was it. You know,
yeah,
I didn't tell anyone to do anything. I told Janelle, don't say anything because I want it to come from Chilltown. Nothing shady, but that was part of the plan. I wanted to make it look like they were just going crazy. Because I knew Chilltown can't be trusted. I don't think they're going to carry out the deal. The deal it's a pseudo deal. That's what I called it from the beginning.
What is the basis of the deal?
To cause dissension in the house.
No, I don't mean. Okay, I guess what are the parameters of the deal then? What you said to Chilltown, I won't nominate you guys if
you put up a floater Chicken George next week, when they get HOH, which I know they're not going to do.
A floater Chicken George and
another floater. You got to put up floaters. I said I want my team safe. First they're like, "Oh, you're cool with us," and I'm like, "No, not just me. This is not me." They're like, "This is your team."
I told them, I'm like, "You guys fucking," because this morning I went to them. I'm like, first of all,
they tried to throw me under the bus last night.
I went to Boogie and Will this morning and I'm just like, no one was even thinking about coming after you guys because you're a big fucking target. Why would we do someone else's dirty work? You know what I mean? I'd rather keep the big alliances in the house because everyone knows you and Jace Jace is with you guys and they're like, oh no, Jace is not with us. We've only known him for 13 days, blah, 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 blah. Like, it doesn't matter. He's your lapdog. He follows you around everywhere. You know? And like, if this whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith shit is true, then you have 4. We have 4. We're a nice 4. You're not so nice 4. And then, what was I telling him? Like, and I told him about the HOHs. I'm like, you guys can't make deals or do anything because you're just like me. You can't win a damn HOH. You know, you need to do that to nominate someone. And they're like, yeah, we know that. I'm like, well, you know, there's really nothing to talk about. So.
Okay, here's the thing. I mean, even I was outside.
I'm gonna have a talk with Janelle. And based on my talk with her, I'm either just not going to give her information anymore, or I'm going to, because the fact that I was just thrown under the bus in front of Boogie, Will, and Jace, you know, really, really pissed me off.
Like I said, I didn't know about that.
What are you talking about nominations?
No, right now, out by the hot tub, Janelle sitting there is telling Jace that I know about, it doesn't matter, I'm not going to go into the story again. I can't even fucking think right now.
Can we just deal with this right now? Can we
yes. Why are we keeping Nokomis? Because she'll help us, and Diane won't help us. Right? Or
right.
We don't feel that. I can't even fucking think this. I can't think this week. It doesn't matter. It'll be much easier.